had a conversation with Jeff last week after the class, and he's going to try and better behave this week. So we'll see. We'll see about that. You might also notice he's had a haircut. So has Ted. I don't know if Ted's going to make an appearance. He's over there asleep on a sofa, but they both look especially handsome, just so you know. All right, so this morning we are going to work our way through some deeper stretches. So think about kind of a slower pace today and think about more breath work, meaning as we're stretching, don't hold your breath. And part of why we're doing this is because when we kind of spend our days, as I do, kind of running thing to thing to thing to thing, we're staying kind of on the surface level. It's the very same thing with breath and also with kind of quick stretches. So if we can slow it down a little bit and go a little bit deeper into the stretches, into the breath, often what happens is you really get that example of union, which is what yoga is all about, right? Body, mind, breath. And so when we kind of pull the body and the breath into this together, then the mind often goes like, oh, okay, I can go deeper too. So no guarantees, but see what happens today during the practice. The only reminder I really need to give you at this point is obviously, well, two, I guess I should say. First one, if it hurts, don't do it or change what you're doing. But if you find the other important reminder is your breath directs your body just as your body directs your breath. So if your breath is very shallow, you're going to stay rigid in a stretch. So as much as possible today, try and get into that deep breath, even if it's less of a stretch, less of holding a posture, but just pushing that breath deeper and slower. The benefits are massive. So let's try for that today. And here's Jeff now. Perfect timing. Now we can begin. So just soften your shoulders, close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And do a quick check-in with yourself. How are you feeling? What's going on? Notice the positives that you're experiencing today, but also notice the things that might be a little bit more challenging. If you're sleepy, or if you're focused on other stuff you want to get to today, just acknowledge that. It's okay. And then start to really deepen and slow that breath. And with every breath you're taking, pull in patience and calm. And with every exhale, kind of push the clutter away, carving out space for you, what matters to you, and for your practice. Let's slowly start to resurface from this bit of breath work. Just opening the eyes, keeping the face soft, and maybe just bringing one ear towards one shoulder. Doing the other side. Let's come to center and you're going to look to one direction, then move to the opposite side. And then back to center. Let's bring the head back. As you do, bring the shoulders back. Take a few breaths here. And slowly bring your head back up to center. Good stuff. Let's start on our feet. So we're actually going to do a little bit to get the blood flowing, to warm the body a tiny bit, to set some balance. And then throughout the practice, we're going to kind of make our way back down to the mat for some really nice, deep stretching. So take a moment. I always like to kind of, what I say, find my feet. So I'm wiggling my feet into the floor, just kind of using my toes, messing up my mat a little bit. And then make sure your arches are lifted. Press into the soles of the feet. Lengthen through your legs. Get a little bit taller. Bring the shoulders up, back and down. And again, stay with this really deep breath. Good. Let's sweep the arms up, connecting the hands over top of the head. Inhale. And exhale, pushing down with a little bit of force. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing up, inhale. And exhale. Go again, inhale up. And this time as you exhale, lean to one side. So just kind of feel that side body open. And then all the way up, inhale. This is where I want to lengthen again. And exhale to the other side. Inhale back up. And again, exhale with force. Roll your shoulders back and just relax for a moment. Just with that little bit of activation, think about what's happening in your body. It's a little bit of a test, right? Are you up for whatever? My body today says, sure. So now we're going to add a little bit of balance and motion. So we're going to come to a little bit of a flow that we've done, some of us, for years and years and years. We're going to be sweeping the palms up. And then as you slice the hands down, you're going to bring a knee up. Slowly releasing. Hands connect as the foot comes to the floor. Then we slice down and the other leg lifts. Same deal. Sweep up. Hands connect as the foot comes down to the floor. We're going to do that kind of round by round by round by round. Few things to keep in mind when you lift that leg. Engage through your core muscles. A little bit kind of a crunch. Engage the right muscles to lift that leg. All right, let's take it slow to begin. So inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, other side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Start to do this at your own pace. Let your mind wander. You're probably at this point going, when are we going to stop? So join me in just kind of bringing hands to knee. Hold here, roll your shoulders back. Fingertips are facing up. And then slowly bring that bent leg out to the side. Hold here and breathe. So much harder when we are still. Deepen the breath, push it down to the hips. Back to center. Can you grab that knee and pull it up? Shoulders stay back. Keep the chest proud. Shoulder blades are pulling together, pushing up through that supporting leg. So see if you can slowly release this here. And down. Let's sweep up again. Other side. Hold here. Bring the knee out to the side. Keep that breath deep. Watch where your shoulders are. Keep the chest proud. Back to center. Grab that knee. See if you can pull it up. And as I pull it up, I'm bringing my shoulders up and back. Shoulder blades are together. If you are as wobbly as I am this morning, good job. Keep breathing through it. That supporting leg gets taller. Acknowledge the fatigue. Keep going. And then let's release. Good. Bring your feet a little bit further apart. Sweep up nice and tall. Reach, 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 maybe leaning back. And then swan dive forward. This is going to be a little bit of a rag doll. Forward fold. Gently explore this alignment with the body. Let your head hang in space. If you feel like you want to try straightening the legs a little bit more, you can. Maybe walk your hands to one side. A little bit of a twist. Walking over to the other side, another twist. Back to center. Let's roll up really slowly, bit by bit by bit. As you come up, bring the shoulders to the back body, let them roll down. And then gently roll your head shoulder to shoulder. Deep breaths. And we're just in front, side to side. Roll your shoulders up. All right. From here, I'm going to take one leg and cross it over the other. My feet are flat on the floor. So maybe you need to be further, but whatever you find, feet are flat on the floor. Now try and straighten your legs, and you're going to feel that you have to kind of negotiate through the pelvis to make this happen. Keep the core nice and tight. The leg that's on top, that arm, same side, comes up, 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 up into the air. Lengthen. Keep lengthening. And as you're pulling up through that arm, through that hand, push your feet into the floor. Keep them both connected. Good stretch, Jeff. And then very slowly start to cross the midline of the body. Immediately when I come into this stretch, I find that I'm folding forward. So I'm going to correct that. I'm going to really focus on opening up through the shoulder, through the chest. Maybe it's easier to have a hand on the hip, pushing to the side. Focus on that deep breath. And then come all the way up. Roll the shoulder down. Keep the legs where they are. I'm going to roll my shoulder back and extend my arm out to the side. And then with this arm that's out to the side, I'm going to track across, hand back on the opposite hip, and I'm going to twist here. You might want to kind of come into a side body stretch, but just explore what this feels like. Notice where you're feeling it. Sometimes it feels good to hold the wrist and kind of use it like a lever or a lever. Find what works for you. And then releasing, bring the feet apart. We're going to ragdoll. Sweep up. Really reach, and then collapse down. Hold and breathe. Maybe walk to one side. Maybe walk to the other. Back to center. Rolling up bit by bit by bit by bit by bit. Nice, deep, cleansing breath when you come back up. Okay, let's do that stretch now again. So I have one supporting leg, the other foot and leg step over this time. Find those flat feet on the floor. Again, you're kind of negotiating through the pelvis here. Legs are as straight as can be. And then reaching up. So the leg that's on front or in the front, that same side of the body, that arm is coming up, 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 up. And as you reach up, the feet are pressing down. When you feel that you've extended just about as far as you could possibly go, then start to lean across the midline, keeping that shoulder open, chest is open, maybe hand on the hip. Notice where your breath is. If it's shallow, work on deepening. Slowly coming up, stretch, 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 stretch. Let the arm down. Bring the arm out to the side, crossing and starting this twist. Again, maybe hand on the hip, whatever feels good. Make any adjustments you need. And then coming back, releasing, releasing. Big roll of the shoulders and relax. Good. If you have a beverage, this is a great time to grab a sip. Whenever we're doing deep stretching, it's one of the best times to really focus on hydration because a lot of stuff kind of gets released and we want to just flush it out of the body. So the liquids definitely help. All right. So I always like to kind of include some kind of a little flow or a little sequence. And something that we haven't done for a really long time is actually a moon salutation. And I usually try and line this up with a full moon. Well, that's not going to happen today. So we're going to go through it anyway, just because it represents some really nice stretches. And I like how they're all bundled together. So moon salutation, if you're not familiar with it, I guarantee the first couple of times through this, it feels clunky and awkward and weird, and your balance is going to be challenged. That's okay. We're going to take it really, really slow, holding each pose for a number of breaths. And then by the end, we might go through a little bit more rapidly, but we're focused on stretch, not kind of boom, 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 boom. To begin the moon salutation, bring your feet together. Shoulders are back. And normally when we start flows or kind of any sequence, we bring the hands to the heart, kind of tapping into that anahata energy, so the heart center. Moon salutation is designed to kind of punch up the sacred feminine. So we go to the sacral chakra. And so create a little kind of triangle, hold it here. Shoulders are back. Take some breaths. Feel your feet on the floor. And if you're into some more visualization, maybe think about opening up through your crown chakra, kind of opening up to download. Close your eyes and breathe for a moment. Amazing. Let's open the eyes. We start by sweeping up. We bring the hands together so we are tall and strong. We lean to one side and then center. Trying to remind myself to slow down. Other side. This should feel good after the past stretches we did. and then back to center. All right, so from here, I'm going to step out to the side into goddess. I always think the goddess is like not a super attractive posture. Think about how it feels. You're really using the quads, tuck the tail under, chest is proud, arms are back, big hands. Lots of power here. And then we straighten the legs, extend the arms. We're going to move into a triangle. So I'm going to take this front foot and then pop the hip back. This is a lazy triangle. So we're just going to hinge forward. You don't have to do that little jump, but I did because I was hitting the wall. Not enough space here. So we just hinge forward and then we start to come down. So as you're holding here, a few basic pieces about the triangle. Legs are straight. Ideally, your arms up in the air if you are here. Try sweeping forward. And I've got the back of my hand against, maybe against the calf, maybe it's ankle. And we're twisting back. And as we twist back, we're thinking about this concept of hips stacking on top of each other. Where's your breath? All right, we're going to slowly move into a pyramid. So this top arm starts to come towards the floor. Pivot through your back foot. So the pyramid, and I'm actually going to come up a little bit. So the pyramid are just two straight legs, toes facing in the same direction. Maybe fingertips on the floor, whatever feels good. Blocks are great. Or you can just kind of gently hold on to the calf. And then we ease into a lunge. So I do often have to pop my foot back a little bit. And although I've got my hands down, mostly the posture is held by the legs. All right, friends, we're going to walk this across to the other side. Take your time. So again, think about this. The moon salutation represents moon cycles, so we kind of go in a full circle here. So now we're into the lunge on the other side. Take your time. I'm going to lower my back foot here, and then I'm going to lift up. So I have my two straight legs for pyramid. Feeling more comfortable with my hands down. Whatever feels good for you is perfect. All right, we're going to set up into the triangle. This is where you need to watch your balance as we kind of unfold up. Good, I'm seeing hand. Yay! I love seeing the hands and arms rising up towards the ceiling. Let's hold here for a few more breaths. And then slowly up. Goddess. This should feel good. It looks bananas, but it should feel good coming up to it. Think about pushing back through the thighs. Good. And then we sweep up, keep the feet apart here. Over to one side. And up. to the other side, and up, and then releasing again back to that sacral chakra. Good. Okay, bring your feet together. Bring the hands to the heart and just chill and breathe for a moment. Sometimes after a sequence, especially if it's kind of the first time through, I like to close my eyes and think about visually what was happening without judgment, of course. Good. And then when you're feeling comfortable, bring the hands back down to create the mudra by the sacral chakra, because we are going to do that again. Again, a little bit slower than normal, just finding our way. And think again as you go through each one of these postures, what do you have to do to open up your physical self a little bit more? Guaranteed you need a deeper breath. Just think about what else you need. Here we go. Let's sweep up. Inhale. Lengthen. Leaning to one side. And up. Hello, Teddy. And to the other side. Oh, good stretch, Ted. And all the way up. Good. Stepping into goddess. Bring the shoulder blades together. Good. Smiling helps. Straighten the legs, extend your arms, and start to line your feet up for triangle. So I've got one foot facing forward, one going towards the wall. Gonna sink back in the hip, ease forward, and then coming down. Remember those straight legs, stacking the hips, chest is open, all the sensations. Slowly bring that top arm down as you open up the feet for your pyramid. And then turn this into a lunge. In the lunge, make sure that your ears and your shoulders are not touching. If you're crunching up, open it up. And then start that walk across the mat. And now we're in a lunge on the other side. Take time here to deepen the breath. Moving up to the pyramid. Very slowly easing up into your triangle. Deepen the breath as much as you can because we're going to lift up, moving into goddess. Maybe can we go deeper this time? Really feel that. And this is where you really want to open up. Good. Lots of breath. And then pushing up. Lean to the side. All the way up and to the other side. Up again. Good. Bring it together. Shake off any of the tension of that. Grab a sip of beverage. Okay. Let's go through that one more time. And we're going to go at a pace that is a little bit closer to what we would be doing a regular kind of moon salutation. And then from there, we'll start to get into some really kind of juicy, deep stretches where we will take our time and let the body pull apart. If this is not feeling like you love every moment of it, then you're welcome to adapt or come down onto the mat or do whatever makes you feel good. Heck, you could grab a coffee. Otherwise, starting with the sacral mudra, this is your center of creation and creativity. So a nice thing to open up on a Sunday where some of us have a little bit more time for those things that might get pushed otherwise in the week. Feel the energy flowing up through your feet. Feel the energy downloading through your crown. And then let's begin. Inhale, sweep up. Lean to the side. Breathing up. And exhale to the side. Inhale up. And exhale, goddess. Go deeper here if you can. Good, coming up. Moving into your triangle. Sweep into your pyramid. Lunge. Walk your hands across. So we're in the lunge on the other side. Plant that back foot so you can move into your pyramid. Transition to a triangle. Find your goddess. Deep, 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 deep. And then all the way up. Lean to the side. And up. Moving to the other side. And up. And then bringing all the energy back to the sacral chakra. Close your eyes, chest is proud. Breathe. Beautiful. Let's open the eyes. And we're going to come on down to the mat. This is where you need to grab a blanket. or a towel or something soft. So we're going to start on our knees on this lovely padded surface. And we're going to come into a posture called the gate. And the gate, we kind of did a version of this last week, incorporating it with a child's pose, and we will do that again. But I want to do a traditional gate pose first. This starts to activate and really stretch and release through the inner thighs. It's also great for your hip flexors, and it gets into kind of a nice deep glute stretch as well when you do it properly. So I'm going to start by bringing a leg out to the side. Some of you will recall as well that you can do this standing with a chair. So if you were doing it standing, this leg would be all the way extended. I would be standing on my foot. And this foot would be on the seat of a chair. Feel free to try that, especially if you're out doing winter activities. I was doing a bunch of hiking yesterday, so this feels really good because I was hiking in snow. If you're doing like Nordic skiing, this would be great as well. So I'm on the side of my foot, kind of the inside of the foot. You can push a flat foot through this if you want. Find what feels good. And I'm chatting away here because I want to hold this stretch a little bit longer, just getting you comfortable with it. See if you can just relax your shoulders down and just let your arms hang. Very cash pose here. Okay. Let's go a little bit further with it. I'm going to rest an arm on the leg and then extending my arm up. A little bit reminiscent of what we were doing when we started our practice this morning. Think about extending up, pulling up through the core, tail tucks under, and you're actually pushing down through this leg. You want to feel activation of the quads. Good. If you're comfortable here, think about crossing the midline. Again, don't collapse in, keep it open. Hold and breathe. As you are forcing a deep breath here, think about where you feel sensations from this posture. Maybe it's the thigh, maybe it's the outer hip. Maybe go deeper. Let's come all the way up. Bring your other arm up. And now we're going to bring the hands forward to the floor. Okay. Walking forward here a tiny bit, I'm going to make sure my back leg is straight behind. I mean, I'm on the knee, but my foot is not centered. Or sorry, not crossing the midline. Now we're slowly, with lots of control, going to lean back. This is a negotiation. I'm comfortable coming down to my forearms. Walk your way back up to the hands. Now this is where it's going to get a little tricky. I am going to sweep that foot across and under, and then I'm going to negotiate my way down into a seated posture and drop this leg. So now I've got my foot on the inner thigh, kind of around the knee, Just moving the padding under that knee, that bent knee. And from here, we are going to do 3 stretches. So we're going to start by extending up. Nice. I love all the hands go up. It's just like showbiz. Then we're going to fold forward, just comfortably. Find a way to get your hands to the floor. My fingers are spread wide. It's like I'm soaking up the warmth of the earth. Although really, it's the chill of the laminate floor. Who am I kidding? My extended leg is staying pretty stable, and I've flexed my foot. That's allowing me to get into the hamstrings. Okay, from here, pull yourselves back, shoulders roll, lift and turn towards the extended leg and lower here. We are not looking for chin to shin. We just want to kind of get into the hamstrings again. My foot remains flexed. And then we pull up. Once again, lift up out of your hips, twist, facing that bent knee, and now gently coming down. I'm going to ask that you try and keep that extended leg stable, toes pointed up. Check your breath. And then we push back up. Okay. To the other side, back on the knees. Now, I should say, in this practice generally, we don't spend a lot of time on forward folds. I can remember back in the day, I would do like so much of the class would be forward folds and really kind of pushing and pushing and pushing. I've moved away from that and not for any good reason. Like there's no big dramatic reason for it. But I was feeling the past couple of weeks when we were doing some of our positions, I'm like, holy Hannah, my hamstrings are way tighter than they ever used to be. So a reminder to me to reincorporate some of these things because that can cause a little bit of imbalance. So if you're finding that you can't get very far forward in the forward fold, no worries. Me neither. Okay, let's bring our leg out to the side. That was enough recovery time. So just kind of starting off here and figuring out what feels good, side of the foot or a flat foot. This side of the body tends to be a flat foot for me. And the challenge, and I find this too when I'm just doing my own practice, the challenge is sometimes coming into a posture like this and just feeling that you need to do something. Like if I'm not yakking at you, and part of why I yak at you is to extend a pose and distract you from the discomfort or the frustration. But sometimes we just need to be in this alignment for the magic can happen. I'm still not feeling the magic, but we will move along. I'm going to rest an arm here and then extending up. Reach, 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 reach. Make sure you're pulling the core in. Tuck the tail under. That can sometimes really change the sensation of the posture. And then we start to come over to the side. Nice deep breath here. Maybe going further into this. And then we're going to come all the way up. Reach, 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 reach. Let's bring the other arm up. And then find the floor. Find a way to comfortably sink back into this, maybe only part way, maybe coming down to the forearms. Focus on your breath. See what you can change with deep breathing. All right, let's walk our way out of this. So coming up onto the hands, and then as I start to move back, I'm bringing that back leg forward. Ta-da! Got a foot against that extended leg. And it's so great to have a little bit of something just to tuck under that bent leg. It just balances us out a little bit more. Maybe you don't need it, but I sure as heck do. Okay, from here, I'm going to extend up, lifting, and then coming forward. Again, big, wide hands, gripping the floor. Keep that extended leg strong, foot is flexed. Breathe around that discomfort. Let's pull up, slowly roll the shoulders. We lift and let's move towards that extended leg, starting to fold here. Oh, let me just say, the sun is out today in Nova Scotia, and I feel like sun is coming in through the window, like sun is giving me a shadow. I feel like the groundhog, or as we have in Nova Scotia, Lucy the lobster. But it's really sure as heck nice to see the sun. It's been a while. I've missed my friend. All right, let's pull up here and again, a lift, a twist, and then we come down towards that bent leg. Keep the extended leg in its position. Don't let it flop forward. And then walk your way back up and release the legs. Good. Okay, let's drop down onto the back. I had like a gazillion other things planned to do today. Of course, typical me, too many. So this just means we'll come back to it in a future week. So please join me on your back. What I do want to do is a glute stretch. So one of the best ways to do that is to create a figure four with the legs. So I've got the side of my left foot or my left heel resting on the top of my right knee. Shoulders are wiggled into the floor. And now I want to pop that right foot up, pushing the left leg in, and then I'm going to reach through and pull everything in a bit closer. Feel free to move around in this stretch, kind of rock back and forth, side to side, whatever feels good. And then let's release. We're going to move to the other side. Again, create your figure four, pop the leg up. Put in a little bit tighter if you can. And then as you release, grab a hold of those feet. We're going to come into a butterfly. For this, I love to hold on to the feet around the toes. I press my elbows into the inside of the knees. If you want to kind of do a happy baby, you could do that. I just kind of like butterfly. Make sure your shoulders are on the floor. And breathe deeply. And then when you're feeling ready, just bring yourself into whatever position works for Shavasana. Maybe it's a corpse pose lying on the floor. Maybe it's knees up. Just take your time and breathe. Deepen your breath and start to stretch. The arms away from the body, wiggle your fingers, stretch your legs, wiggle your toes. And then when you're ready, grab a hold of your knees, pull them into the tummy, have a big hug. Move to a seated posture. And as you take a few moments as we wrap up the practice today, just take some time to think about how you feel now and if anything has changed. Notice how you feel physically. Notice how you feel emotionally. And then as your day goes on, just kind of check in with yourself. Notice if you have any of those big ideas that we have created possibility of. Let's bring our hands together in front of the heart and just allow me to express my gratitude for those of you who have shown up this morning. I really appreciate it. And this is where we kind of share our little yogic Sanskrit expression, which means the light in me greets and respects and honors the light in you, which translates easily to namaste. Hope everybody has an amazing week ahead, and we'll see you soon.